Hi all, welcome back to Virtual Tech Academy. In the last video, we learned about the basic concept of ER diagram. Today, we are going to look further about the ER data model. Today, first, we are going to learn about the relationship. So here, employee work in department. So, employee is an entity, department is an entity. So, relationship is the association among these entities which is works in. Let's say, Nimal works in the pharmacy department. So, a relationship can also have a descriptive attribute. Descriptive attributes are used to record information about the relationship rather than about any one of the participating entities. For example, we wish to record that Nimal works in the pharmacy department as of from January 2020. Next, we are going to learn about the instance. An instance of a relationship set is a set of relationships. Intuitively, an instance can be thought as a snapshot of relationship set at some instant in time. An instance of work-in relation set is shown in this figure. Each employee entity is denoted by its SSN and each department is denoted using DID. For simplicity, the SINS value is shown beside each relationship. This is an example of the instance of the work-in relationship set. Here, normally the many-to-many relationship is denoted. Like, one employee can work in several departments and one department can have many employees, which is known as many-to-many relationship. As another example of an ER diagram, suppose that each department has an office in several locations. We want to record the location at which each employee works. This relationship is known as ternary relationship, which we must record an association of employee, location and department with works in relationship. Next, we are going to learn about the key constraints. Let's say, what is key constraints? Consider the working relationship shown in this figure. An employee can work in several departments and department can have several employees. Now consider another relationship set called employee manages the department. That each department has at most one manager because only a single employee is allowed to manage one department. The restriction that each department has at most one manager is an example of key constraint. It implies that each department has a restricted relationship with the manager's relationship, which allows only one instance of managers. This restriction is indicated in ER diagram using an arrow like this. Now we are going to learn about weak entity. Here, an employee purchases a policy for the dependent, like a father purchases a policy for his son. Let's see. If employee purchases a policy, in the database we need to record all the information about the policy and the dependent. But if the employee terminated the policy, we need to delete the entire information about the policy and dependents. So here the dependent has a total participation with the policy. If there is no policy, there is no dependent. So to uniquely identify these instances, we couldn't able to only use the P name of the dependents, because if two people have the sons with the same name, the P name is not enough to identify it uniquely. Therefore, this is a partial key. We need to uniquely identify the instance using the SSN of employee and the P name of the dependents. So here using the dark lines around dependent and the dark line between policy and dependents. Here the dependent can have at most one policy. So the dependent have a key constraint with a policy relationship, which will be denoted using an arrow. This is how we denoted the weak entity in the ER diagram. Next, we are going to learn about the cardinalities. Cardinalities are the number of association between two entities. It can be denoted by two signs in the ER diagram. One is this, and another one we can represent it is using numbers like 1, 1 or many 1. There are two ways to represent it in the ER diagram. First, we are going to look about the one-to-one relationship. If the one instant of the first entity can correspond to only one instance of the second entity, it's called as one-to-one relationship. A manager head one department, and one department can be only managed by one manager at a time. This is called one-to-one relationship, denoted using this notation or else using this number. And next, one-to-many relationship. He works in a department. The employee can only work in one department at a time, but one department can have several employees at a time. So employee has a many to one relationship with this department. Then many to many. Students takes modules. Like one student can take one module, and that module can taken by several students. Like science can take by several students, and several students can take science. So it has many to many relationship. This is the way that we denoted these cardinalities in an ER diagram. Even if the theory is there, many people find it very difficult to identify the cardinalities between the entities. So here we can have a quick look to how to easily find the cardinalities. Let's say from this side, if there is a department, the department can headed by only one employee, which means one manager. So we can put 1 here. If we see from this side, if it is a manager, he can head only one department. So from that side also we can have one relationship. So it's a one-to-one relationship. Here employee works in department. Let's see, like the previous one, if it is a department, there are many employees can work for the department. So M. If there is an employee, there can be only one department at a time. So 1. That is a many to one relationship. Many to many. From this side, modules. Many students can take one module. From this side, one student can take many modules. So many to many relationship. This is the way we can easily mark and denote the cardinalities in a ER diagram. So that's all for this video, and we look more about the database concept in our next video. Thank you.